Hello YouTube and welcome to another one of my Duel Links videos. So today I have for you some spicy replays using psychics. We're gonna jump right into the replays because I don't have an actual deck list. Basically I was using psychics all day today and I was trying different stuff as I was playing, but I had a ton of interesting duels, so I saved some of them just to show you guys. That's why I don't have a deck list, because it did change pretty much from game to game. They all had different winning conditions behind them and stuff like that, different combos. But let's go ahead and show you this one.
Duel.
Here I break pretty bad having the 2 brain research labs, but I have Tribute to the Doom, so I go ahead and use that. I'm going up against Mill. We see the Hero Shadow Scout. He goes for Chain Destruction. I only run 1 Destructitron in this build that you're seeing, so he doesn't get any kind of card. And had he gotten any in the grave, I actually could have won the game with my Psychic board, but I just go ahead and attack. Use Brain Research to pop the back row. Power Injector. Look at all that attack. He's got a Man-Eater bug, but no matter which one he destroys, I'm gonna attack with the other one to win the game. So this particular build, I was going for more of a swarm, OTK kind of thing. The reason why you see it on Pegasus is because I actually had a free slot, and that's where I started testing, and I was using extra as my skill, because with Destructitron, and I believe I was running Psychokinesis in the deck as well, you're gonna lose a lot of life points pretty quickly, so I wanted to take advantage of, you know, of that damage by using extra, but it honestly didn't come up that much. And that's the other thing, I'm not even sure what skill to use. Here I was even using this guy, Dr. Cranium, which is pretty cool. You pay 800 life points and then you search a psychic type monster whenever it gets destroyed by battle. So here we're going up against Cyber Angels, and this man bricked like I've never seen Cyber Angels break before, and you'll see why that is. But I will go ahead and pick up Destructitron. Here I was actually using Cranium because, as you know, Armor Axe and Kicker is the new psychic, and whenever he destroys a monster, you take damage equal to half of the monster's attack, and then you can special summon a monster from your graveyard whose attack is less than or equal to the damage you took. So you could actually recycle Cranium and, you know, get a search off the next turn if your opponent destroys it. That was the reason behind using Cranium, just to pair it up with Armor Axe. But anyway, as you can see, he's drawing into pretty much all of his back row. He still hasn't Ritual Summoned, and he uses Anti-Magic Arrows, which is actually pretty good. I'm not able to save my Destructitron, so now I can't deal with back row. But I do have Tribute to the Doom. I drew into double Power Injector with my extra skill, so I just have those on the field. And look at this, it's turn 8, and then finally we see a Ritual Summon. He goes for Ida 10, Ben 10, regular combo. Searches for Dakini. And then we see the absolute Ritual. But I'm sitting on an enemy controller, so I'm feeling completely fine. I also have Draining Shield to protect my other Power Injector. There's the Dakini summon. He activates the effect, so I go ahead and Econ take. Trade my Power Injector and my enemy controller for his Dakini. And whenever he tries to attack, I just go ahead and use Draining Shield. So now I can summon my Armor Axe and Kicker without tributing, using its effect. Get the power boost from Power Injector. I'm down to 1600 life points thanks to the Draining Shield, and this is what I mean. I summoned Dr. Cranium. So had he summoned, you know, a Dakini or something like that, that's another cool thing you can do by special summoning, you know, just a weak fodder monster. But I didn't actually win against that many Cyber Angels. Mostly because, to be completely honest, nowadays with Cyber Angels, if I go if I'm going second, you know, I'll play it out, but if I'm going first and I see Cyber Angels, I don't even bother. It just makes for boring gameplay, especially when I'm just trying stuff out, you know what I mean? And it's not just because they're too strong, it's just it takes so long for them to do the same thing over and over, which is, you know, Ben 10 into either 10 into Ben 10 and then the Kini, and I just don't have time for that. Here I'm going first. I go ahead and set my Psychic Witch. He's got Tribute to the Doom, but which is fine because I can still activate the effect to search my Destructitron. He goes ahead and chains Pulse Mines, which actually saves me a lot of life points. This I thought was pretty interesting, using Soul Transition. And you know, because he used the Pulse Mines first, he knew he wasn't going to be damaged at all, so I thought that was kind of cool. But I personally would have waited until, you know, Destructitron was using the effect. Here, I don't have anything that I can summon, unfortunately. I was also trying out, this was a different build, trying out Brain Hazard. I have to use my Econ to stay alive. And then I top deck another Tribute to the Doom, so I'm just doing my best to stay alive. Hoping that he doesn't top deck a monster, and he does not. And then finally I get a Psychic Witch so I can start doing some damage. Brain Hazard, if you're not familiar with it, you can special summon one remove from play Psychic monster. So the combo here is using Borg to, you know, banish your monsters and then special summon them. And the cool thing about Psychic Police, Space-Time Police, is that when you special summon it, you banish it. But here, this actually works into my opponent's favors because he has Union Scramble. So I thought that's kind of crazy. He still ends up destroying my board. But I have the enemy controller, so he uses Rollout. But the thing about Rollout is that you need to have the monster on your side of the field. So when I Econ take, he can't equip it anymore, and you know, this lets me go for a game. But that was a pretty interesting Union deck. I honestly didn't think about the Soul Transition combo, and thought it was a neat way of, you know, getting to draw, especially since he's using Rollout. So your monster being in the grave is gonna benefit you. Let's go ahead and show you the next replay. Against Aster Phoenix. So this was a Gladiator beast, I think, and this duel was pretty one-sided, if I'd say so myself. I was in control for most of the game. I'm using Vortex Trooper because if it gets destroyed, you get to draw a card, and it has 0 attack. So any damage you take from Armor Axe and Kicker is gonna let you bring it back to the field. And you know, you get to draw every time it's destroyed. So that was the reasoning behind that. Here we see the Gladiator Beast. I go ahead and destroy both of the back row. One of them is Curse of Anubis, but that's fine because I have my Axe and Kicker to normal summon. But because he has the half shot, I go ahead and use my Tribute to the Doom. And I can't remember. Yeah, I think I still normal summon my Axe and Kicker. Try to get some direct damage, but he's got this Fear Creeper. And then we see Laquari going into Murillo. Yeah, Murmillo. So both my monsters get destroyed, but that's fine. I have a Psychic Witch, so I can get over that monster. And I have my skill up because of the damage I took from Destructitron. There we see the Witch. Doesn't have a monster. I have Brain Hazard. So now, as soon as my Psychic Witch gets destroyed, I can go ahead and search for my Psychic Board. Here, I was surprised that he didn't go for the back row. He actually ends up going for the Witch, and that's gonna allow me to do what I was talking about. I'll go ahead and banish my Psychic Board. He's gonna be able to banish 2 Psychics, One of them being Space-Time Police. So if I special summon Space-Time Police, I can just banish that, and then I could have attacked for it. Yeah, I didn't have game. And here I didn't activate the effect because I wanted to be able to summon Space-Time Police with Brain Hazard. And at this point, I could have won the game at any point, but I really wanted to use Space-Time Police. I love its effect, so I kind of, you know, waited a bit. He has this Destiny Hero card, or Dark City. I'm not sure why that was in the deck, but because I haven't seen any Destiny Heroes yet. We do see a Windstorm. Here he's got the Bestiary, but I go ahead and summon my Space-Time Police, banish that, and then he just surrenders after that. Very, very cool. That was what I was trying to do in this particular build. You know, it's different from the one you saw earlier. I was focusing more on getting psychics into the grave, banishing them with the psychic work, and then recycling them with Brain Hazard. And here I actually switched over to Tea because I got tired of using extra, and I was like, what if I don't wait, you know, to get the damage, and I just start with an extra card. So I went with Duel Standby, going up against Mind Scan.
Duel.
Pretty good opening hand for me. I have a Psychic Witch, and then I see that it's Gladiator Beast. So because he set 3 back row, I feel confident by just destroying this, and I already had my Brain Hazard, so the monster that I sent to the grave, you know, gets immediately banished by my board, and I can summon it next turn. I decided to use the enemy controller because I didn't want him going into Bestiary and destroying my Brain Hazard, because if it gets removed from the field, then your monster goes as well. There we see the impenetrable attack, so no reason to show what my back row is. I just wait until the following turn, and then I top deck another Armored Action Kicker. He's got another impenetrable attack, so I can't damage him yet again. There we see the Bestiary. Unfortunately, I knew it was Mirror Wall, but I still wanted to, you know, for the back row to be popped. I didn't want to just wait. I knew he was going to destroy that, but I have a way of, you know, protecting myself with Brain Hazard, and because it was a Bestiary, I knew he wasn't going to be able to summon, you know, another Bestiary to pop my back row. So here I decided to bring back my Psychic Witch because my monster was going to get destroyed either way, and this way I get to thin my deck, I get another monster on the field, and I top deck Brain Research Lab, which doesn't really help. I honestly should have kept this in hand because I didn't use any of its effect. I just banished 2 with Borg, crashed, topped him for 1400, and now I have a protection card with enemy controller. We're gonna see another Bestiary. I have the Econ though. And then I top deck Vortex Trooper, which is good. It's gonna let me replenish my sources a little bit whenever it gets destroyed. There we see I get to draw 1. He decides not to attack my Witch for some reason. I wasn't sure. And there we see Bestiary getting rid of my Brain Research Lab. Luckily I didn't have any counters on it, so I don't take any damage. And here I was just bluffing the Mirror Wall, but I was okay either way. He destroyed my monsters. He does destroy the Psychic Witch, so I get my Destructitron. And this is perfect because he set a back row, so I'm gonna be able to get rid of that, and then I have, you know, Brain Hazard to summon anything I want from my banished pile. He goes for 2 Dimakari, pretty dangerous. And then I top deck enemy controller, which actually comes in super clutch at the end. But I go ahead and destroy the back row, or attempt to. It's a Super Rush Headlong. He calls Earth. All of my monsters are Earth, unfortunately. So I have to summon my Borg yet again that I banished with my my other Borg. So I just banish 2, go for the Econ take so I can crash them into each other, and then win the game that way. I've been having so much fun with Psychics. It's still one of my favorite archetypes. But again, I didn't have a specific build in any of these replays. but I still wanted to, you know, share them out. So I hope you guys enjoy that. Thank you so much for watching. As always, like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Join my Discord if you haven't. The link will be down in the description. Consider supporting me on PayPal. I am trying to get a new PC, and you know, it'd be great if you guys could help me with that. But that's it for me. Till next time.